Hello, sixth graders. Today you're going to be working on your photography and doing a practice. And the practice is going to be the exact same that you're going to be doing with your actual photos whenever you get into the lab tomorrow. To start off with, you're going to be in Google Classroom, and your sub will have your code for you to get into Google Classroom, and I have all of your instructions here along with a copy of the image that you're all going to be using today, along with a link to the computer program, and I'm also going to be adding a link to this video if you're going to need to see it again. So here's a few things that we have. Today you're going to be using your worksheet, and you're going to be writing these things out. So you're going to be using Pixlr.com, and you're going to be changing this photo right here. And with this photo, you're going to need to use 5 tools. You're going to try out 5 different tools, and I'm going to be requiring that you keep 3 of those changes, or using 3 of your tools. So the first 3, make sure that you're paying attention to what the name is and how did it change or improve your photo. Write that down. Then you're going to go ahead and do that for your top 3. For 4 and 5, how did it change your photo? And the question changes here, and you're going to write down why you did not like or you did not keep it. In some way you found that it did not improve your photo. So what we're going to be doing, so do make sure that you're filling out and keeping track of all of your tools today. Alright, so here is Pixlr.com, and this is what it's going to look like whenever you open it. And if we go to Open Pixlr Editor, this is what we're going to start with right here, and you're going to get an open image from computer. So if you go here, there's 2 different ways to find this. One, you have it on your Google Drive. Another way that all of your photos are going to be there is if you go to this PC, and on this PC you're going to have a Data G. So if you open up Data G, there's a lot of stuff in here, but this is your art. It's kind of like a shared file except on Microsoft. So we're going to go ahead and go to 6th grade and photography. And today, this is your practice photo. So I'm going to go ahead and open that one. So you're going to have this ball that's surrounded by some leaves and some bricks here. Now what you're going to be doing is making 5 changes. And with your changes, there's a lot of tools over here. I'm going to show you how to use just a few of them and some filters. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, and one of the first things a lot of people are going to need to use is this is your cropping tool. So I'm going to go ahead and make a box around what I want to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on that. So now I just have a little bit more of the ball, and I just zoomed out and zoomed back in. Alright, so let's go ahead and say maybe another tool that you might want to use is I'm going to take this one. This is the Band-Aid or the spot heal, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up some of the black marks that are on the ball, try to make it look a little bit cleaner. This is a ball that I found in my backyard. It's been there for a while, so you can go through and you can kind of clean some of these image, and you can clean it. It doesn't absolutely get rid of it, but it does a pretty nice job. So that's your spot heal. Another one that you could play around with. Also think about what your project word, your vocab word was. You might want to change some things that go along with that. So here's your lasso tool, and all I'm doing for my lasso tool is I'm going to try to circle the ball so that I can make changes. Now what I have here is anything that I circled, now what's going to happen is everything inside the ball is going to change. But I actually, or the filters that I'm going to use would only change inside the ball, but I don't really want that. I want, if I go to edit, I'm going to invert the selection. Now what I have is everything but the ball is selected, and what I can do for that is I can go in here and I can play around with, maybe I want, if my word is color, maybe I want to emphasize just color. So if I go to old photo, you see it makes it all black and white. I don't know why they don't call it black and white, they call it old photo. Some other ones, you have filters in here. You can kind of play around with some of your different filters. Do make sure that as you are finding the names of these and enjoying them, do make sure that you're filling out your worksheet if you're going to be keeping them. If you find things that you're doing that you're not really liking, you should most definitely know how to undo things. So you can go to Edit, Undo. You can see that just undid it real quickly. So your Edit, Undo, I think you have about 10 undos, so be careful with how far you get on things. Another way that you can do this is there is a history, and you can see that I can go through and kind of back this up or undo what I did from my history. So those are a few important things to know about the program. So let's go ahead and make sure that you know how to save this at the end of class today. So at the end of class, you have two things due. One of them is going to be this practice worksheet. That is most definitely due. Another thing that is due at the end of class is to make sure you get this photo turned in. And the reason why we're going to be saving the photo this way is so that whenever you are finished with your actual project, you will be able to, I will be able to have access to all of them, and I'll be able to print them out for you to have a real photograph, not one from our school printer, but an actual photograph. So I'm going to go to Edit. Oh, no, I'm going to go to File. Sorry about that. File, Save, and in here, say, okay, we're going to save it. Now we need to tell it where to save to, and if you'll remember, this is going to be back in your Data G, so let's start out with this PC. That's one way to find it, and scroll down. You're going to have a Data G. Like I said before, there's a lot of stuff in here. Just find Art, 6th grade, and we are in our photography unit, and your practice photos there. So make sure that you know where your hour is. So let's pretend I am in 6th hour, and in 6th hour I'm going to erase that. I'm going to put Mrs. Rouse example. So make sure that you are writing down your name. Don't write my name down. Maybe I'll capitalize. And let's go ahead and save that. So now you have both things turned in. Make sure you do all of your writing today. Make sure that you make your 5 different tool changes. Make sure that you are improving the photo. And just because I cleaned up this spot and this spot over here, that's still just using one tool. Make sure that you are trying out 5 different things. You can use some of the tools from here. Also try out some of the filters. Try out some of the adjustments. Try some different things out in this program. And when you are completely done, fill out your worksheet, or save. Make sure that you are saving. All right, enjoy your photography.